Contest chair, members and guests. Tonight's speech is about political correctness and discrimination, but I'll start with a humorous story. It's a true story. I knew a man that used to go walking with his father in England. Now the father had a bladder condition. When he had to go for a whiz, he had to go, and once he started, he couldn't stop. Now one night they were having a walk and the father was desperate to go to the toilet. Luckily there was a perfect place right in front of them. There was a dark space which recessed a long way away from the road, and it even had trees at the back. So the father ran into the back of the lot and started up. No sooner had he started up than lights came on which lit up the lot like a Christmas tree. Then an exit sign came on, and a whole cinema full of people walked out the back of the cinema while he was standing there holding his touch, urinating against a tree. Now that is a true story. That's a true story. Now this man was actually just ahead of his times. He was actually just being politically correct. But to discuss this, I'll have to discuss what political correctness is. What is political correctness? Well, political correctness is the rejection of any wording or behaviour which under any circumstance could be seen as discriminatory and therefore derogatory. In this pursuit, the level of minuteness is irrelevant, and words have to be dissected down to the very atom. For example, words like race. Words like race. Now, if you give the winner of a running race a medal and the loser nothing, aren't you being racist? Is it not discriminatory to benefit a group which has a particular trait which better falls in line with the mainstream criteria of a competitive process? For example, in a cooking competition, if you give advantageous consideration to those who can cook, don't you then actively discriminate against a subset who can't cook? Now, I had a nephew who was doing a cooking course and he wasn't very good, but I told him, don't lose hope. The future will be more politically correct. You see, in a politically correct future, it will be illegal to favour chefs in a cooking competition against those who can't cook, like, say, plumbers, for example. In a politically correct future, how do you beat Gordon Ramsay in a cooking competition? Well, while he makes a bombed Alaska, you clean a toilet. Seems fair, the toilet probably got bombed just before you cleaned it. You will no longer be discriminated against for having a different set of skills. In a politically correct future, the decision will simply be made on who does a better job, Gordon or the toilet cleaner. I was a good uncle. I told my nephew, don't worry if your anglaise doesn't taste any good, I'll teach you how to clean a toilet. And when you understand the value of diversity, even diversity away from any relevance to achieving your goals, look at all the potential outcomes which miraculously open up. You can have a joint competition, clean a toilet, and then cook and serve a meal. Master Chef Judge, ha ha ha, I really like that chunky gravy you serve with your fillet steak. Contestant, well thank you very much, but that wasn't gravy. The toilet wouldn't flush, my sleeve got soaked in the bowl and dropped all over the plate. But let's look at it further. Isn't it discriminatory to have male and female toilets? If you want proof, just look at the lineup for the female toilets at the football, which men don't have to suffer. And let's look even closer. Isn't it discriminatory to have human toilets? Isn't this discrimination against the animals? Shouldn't animals be allowed into our toilets? Now, if animals can urinate where we urinate, why can't we urinate where they urinate? You see, the poor man embarrassed for urinating at the back of a cinema was just being an activist for expanded human rights. And human rights are politically correct. Now, if you find political correctness too difficult, let me give you a quote which simplifies it. The most simple form of political correctness is to be politically incorrect to everyone equally. Let me say it again. The most simple form of political correctness is to be politically incorrect to everyone equally. And that quote is from me. Mr. Chairman.